Hi, guess what I just did? I just made you a video, but I wasn't recording. So here I am making it again. Luckily, this is the first time this has happened. I wanted to talk to you today about being present. And recently, being present is something that I struggle with. I think I admit that on every single video that I make. I look into these topics because they're topics that I have trouble with. And they're like my little ways of pep talking myself into doing better. And through you, I have some accountability. And thank you for letting me share these with you. So, being present, I'm not good at it. I'm getting better. But I learned something recently about being present. And I just think it's a wonderful thing to be aware of and a wonderful thing to share with other people. Being present cuts back on depression and anxiety, two things that I've struggled with a little bit in the past and even still. But anxiety is future-based. It's worrying about things that haven't happened and may never happen. And depression is based on sadness from our past, generally. So these are two things that can basically go away if we learn to live in the present moment better. And I think that's a really cool concept. So I wanted to share that to start with. Mother Teresa, one of my favorites, says, "Be happy in the moment. That's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more." There's another woman that I love, Brene Brown. She's a researcher, author, public speaker. And she says, "Joy comes to us in ordinary moments. We risk missing out when we get too busy chasing down the extraordinary." And quick story, my kids and I recently went to Florida for Disney. They hadn't been to Disney yet. And something they had been looking forward to, and me as well. But from the moment we got on the bus to get to the airport, to get on the plane, to get to Florida, they were like, "We can't wait to get there. When are we going to be there?" And you know how it is, just the anticipation of the moment that you've been waiting for. But I try to remind them, and in doing so, reminding myself that there's a lot of joy in the journey, and that the end of the road or the destination is never actually there. It's like you have to enjoy the journey, and the adventure is part of what makes it so exciting. So, I just want to share that. So, Latin phrase, memento mori. This is something that is big in Stoic philosophy, which I have shared. I really enjoy Stoic philosophy. So, memento mori is Latin for remember you will die, or remember your death. Nobody lives forever. So that awareness is really good at kind of bringing you back to the moment. Like, you might die tomorrow, so why not just make the most of today? It is smart to plan for the future, but also we shouldn't obsess about it. This is a book that I love, The Four Agreements. I first was given this book probably 15 years ago, and I just love it. I was struggling with some things in my life, and a friend gave me this book and just said, "Here, I think this will help you." And it's so eye-opening. But one of the things I love in this book, one of many things, is they talk about the angel of death. And it is very similar concept to, like, just remember you will die. And teaching us to live in the present moment. And I'm sorry, my voice is still not great today, but I'm getting better, believe it or not. So the author, Don Miguel Ruiz, he says, "The angel of death comes to us and says, 'You see, everything that exists here is mine. It is not yours. Your house, your spouse, your children, your car, your career, your money. Everything is mine, and I can take it away when I want to. But for now, you can use it.' If we surrender to the angel of death, we will be happy forever and ever. Why? Because the angel of death takes the past away in order to make it possible for life to continue. For every moment that is passed, the angel of death keeps taking the part that is dead, and we keep living in the present. When we try to live in the past, how can we enjoy the present? When we dream of the future, why must we carry the burden of the past? When are we going to live in the present? That is what the angel of death teaches us to do. So, these phrases like memento mori, remember you will die, and talking about the angel of death kind of sounds morbid, but they're really beautiful concepts to help you just to enjoy the moment and be in the moment. So that's your reading for today. I love that. I love a lot of things, especially if they're positive. Speaking of loving things, Ram Dass, American spiritual leader, psychologist, he's a total hippie. Like, I don't know if any of you have heard of him before. He has some really neat wisdom. Eckhart Tolle as well. Some really neat wisdom that's a little out there, but really, really cool. And both of these guys are extremely focused on being in the present and just enjoying the moment. And anyways, Ram Dass, he says, ask yourself, where am I? Answer, here. Ask yourself, what time is it? Answer, now. So I say that little thing to myself here and there, and it helps me to kind of okay, Heather, just sit with the kids. You don't need to do dishes or laundry right this second. Just hang out with your kids and enjoy them. Challenges, ready? 1 through 6. Your first challenge, introspective. So think of a moment that has passed where you regret now that you weren't present then. So flip it and use its memory to change your consciousness and your awareness of being in the present moment. So just kind of try to use that as a learning experience. Timed challenge. So you have 2 minutes, list all the benefits that you could think of that would come as a result of being more present. Your third option is a research challenge. Look up anxiety and depression, one or the other or both, and connect the reasons why being present helps to lessen both of those problems. The fourth challenge is think of someone who is always present for you, who's in your life that's just always there, good listener, not distracted and not trying to do a million other things while you're visiting with them. So think of that person and just say thank you to them. Your fifth challenge has to do with habits. List 3 habits you could implement to help you be more present. That could be getting up a little bit earlier. It could be putting your phone down when you have company, little habits like that. You don't have to implement them, but if you start thinking about them, I think that that's one step closer to implementing and actually being more present. I'm telling myself this as well. The last challenge you have for an option is to take the lessons you learned from gratitude earlier today and connect the two, gratitude and being present. And how does gratitude help you to be more present, and how does being more present help you to be more grateful, and just make those connections. So those are 1 through 6, and of course write down your 3 gratitudes for today before you go to bed. And thank you so much for being part of my testing group. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. We're supposed to have nice clear weather Monday, so I hope you can all get out and see the eclipse. Gonna take the kids out of school a little bit early and try to enjoy that. And I'll follow up with you next week for feedback. Thank you guys for doing this with me. And that's it for now. Okay, bye.